Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of PMI Shorts. Today, this is episode number 9, Dave. I'm joined by Dave Jakielo. And for those of you that have been a part of our audience for some time, you may recognize Dave's face or Dave's name from being at several of our national conferences, and has also been part of our instructor troop, if you will, over the last several years. Dave, we started a series on time management a week or two back, and we're going to continue with that today. So, Dave, thanks for being here. Well, welcome again. So, we started talking about time management, and today specifically is 7 steps for accomplishing more. So, I'm going to leave it off to you and start with number 1.
Okay. Well, the first is we have to have clarity. Clarity is probably the most important thing. You know, if our mind is jumbled with about 15 different things that we want to try to accomplish, it's hard to focus on any one thing. So what is it you want to, your goal that you want to achieve? And we're going to talk about 6 other steps to help drive that clarity for you, because that's probably the worst thing that you can have is if you're confused about what or how am I going to do this?
Absolutely. And you know what, Dave? We were talking before this. We're going to enumerate these 7 steps in the description down below. So don't want people to freak out that they've missed something. We'll go ahead and put it in the description so people can reference that as we go along.
Okay.
So the second step, and I love this, writing it down.
Yeah, I always say that if you don't write it down, it's just a wish. And so basically, you know, you want to document what it is you want to do and keep it in front of you. You know, I know people that keep their main goal on a Post-it note in their bathroom mirror. And so that right there while they're brushing their teeth every morning, the first thing it reminds them, hey, this is what my purpose is. And they leave that note up there until they achieve it. So, you know, Post-it notes was a wonderful invention because you can you don't have to look for tablets, but try that. You know, put your main goal on your bathroom mirror every morning. There you go, field notes.
Shameless plug for field notes. I know we talked about this last time, but you know, I've gone down the rabbit hole more times than I care to admit on different types of management systems, task management, efficiency, things like that, and I'm amazed. Everybody says write it down, and everybody says keep it in front of you. It's not magic. It works.
It does. It really does. And then after you accomplish it, a lot of people throw that little note away. I don't. I throw it in a file because I want to see what have I accomplished this year. And when I'm having a really lousy day where I feel unproductive, I pull that out and say, geez, I did accomplish something so far.
I have done something.
Exactly.
Number 3, setting a deadline, sub-deadline.
Yeah. So, you know, you basically say, this is what I want to accomplish. And here, you know, whether it's you're in June or September or October or wherever you want to accomplish it, you got to put some time frame on it. If you just leave it open-ended, you won't take steps to move you towards that goal. So, you know, yeah, you may not hit every target date that you want, but assign a date to when you want to accomplish this main thing so that, you know that, yeah, I have 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. Don't leave it open-ended because it'll probably stay open-ended for years.
Well, breaking things into bite-sized pieces, that definitely has some power because then you make baby check marks on the way to the big scratching it out.
That's exactly right. Good.
Number 4.
Yeah. Daily make a list of everything you have to do to achieve that goal. So I'm a big list person. I know you are too, David. And, you know, we have long-term and short-term lists, and whether it's on paper or whether it's digital, it doesn't matter. But you want to make a list of everything you need to do to help get you to that. And that list is going to be evolving because today I may have 5 things that I think I need to do to help me hit my main goal. And then as I'm working on it, I may as I subtract one, I may have to add two more. So this is a revolving, ongoing work list that just keeps it fresh in your mind, because so many people say, I forgot to do this, I forgot to do that. Why'd they forget? You didn't write it down.
Right.
So,
What is
you know,
the field notes? I know it's in there. I know it's in here somewhere. It's like, I'm not writing this down to remember tomorrow. I'm writing this down to remember it today.
right. Yeah. I always said, my wife will give me 3 tasks to do over the weekend, and I don't get them done by Sunday night, and she's upset. And I say, well, I didn't see them written down on the refrigerator. I forgot all about them. Well, I got away with that answer once. I never say that anymore. I go and write them down myself. Okay. But a lot of times, if it isn't written down, it's not going to happen.
Right. So next up, you've got to organize your list into a plan. What needs to be done? 1, 2, 3. It feels like all of this, it's kind of different layers. It's like all of this is kind of headed the same way, but I think the number 5 and a plan is really important. But what's the saying? Fail to plan, fail. Oh gosh, it'll come to me while you're talking.
Okay. Yeah, no, basically, yeah, we have the list of things that we have to do to help us get to our goal, but everything can't be priority one, because we only have a finite amount of time every single day. So therefore, when I look at my list, I'll assign them at a 1, a 2, or a 3 and try to accomplish it in those areas. What you find is if you don't prioritize things, is you may be picking a lot of 3s off your list, just to feel like, hey, I've accomplished a lot. And meanwhile, number 1, which is the biggest challenge, is sitting there and it goes undone day after day after day. So that's why I put a prioritize on it, and I don't let myself do a 2 until I have my 1s done.
I know you and I talked about the Franklin Day Planner last time. I was a big Franklin Day Planner user for years. Used to have all of them, behind me on the credenza, year after year after year of stuff. But I always liked that philosophy of having A, B, and C priorities, and then arranging A's into 1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
What are those have to be done today, could be done today, and probably don't need to be done today? And like you said, you don't move on to number 2 until number 1's done.
Right. And sometimes they change, because as you're evolving to try to hit a goal, maybe what you thought was a 3 moves up. But if you don't have it written down, you're not going to remember in your mind that, hey, I was supposed to do these. So, yeah.
And a ringing telephone can throw all of that off.
Oh, yeah. Or email. People are addicted to their emails. And
ding, ding.
Exactly. And that
ding.
just throws the whole day. So it used to be the phone. Now the phone hardly ever rings.
Right.
It's either a text or an email or some other media mechanism, but
right.
It's even more annoying than it was. We could ignore the phone ringing. It's a little hard for some people to ignore the email ringing.
Right. It's like Pavlov's dogs. You know what chime to listen for. Well, that's an important chime.
Right.
Number 6, take action immediately.
Yeah, it's sort of like the old Nike thing. Just do it. Yeah. We do. We find, I try not to. We talked about it in the last session, my way of dealing with email. I look at it in the morning and after lunch and in the evening, because, I could get sucked down the email rabbit hole. So I want to accomplish something. So when I have my 1, 2, 3 list to do, I want to make sure that I'm moving on it. So, got to get rid of other distractions. And I try to say, okay, when I sit down at the desk, I'm going to do something right away besides check all my email, besides write emails, whatever it may be. So just like Nike says, just do it. The first step gets us rolling on to the second and the third.
Absolutely. Last one.
Yeah, resolve to do something every day that moves you towards your goal. That's why we have these lists and we have our 1, 2, 3s, or like you said, ABCs, that then you put 1, 2, 3 within them, because we're always going to have more one than just 1, 1. So, I like your idea of yeah, this is an A must be done, a B should be done, a C may not need to be done. And then we can put a 1, 2, 3 within those subgroups. That's a great idea, David. I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But every day, cross a few off. Here's my list here that lot crossed off. Okay. This list happened to be, and I saved it, what I needed to bring in from before winter hit in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So this is I had to bring in the patio umbrella, put my wife's statues away, take her wishing well back in. So, I only have one thing left. We didn't get the patio rug up, and it's been snowing all week. And so it's too wet to get up. So everything else was accomplished. But again, I did something every day. I didn't do this whole list on a Saturday, but every time I did something, it took it out to the shed. I was able to scratch it off, but I keep it right on my desk so I know that, hey, still have more to do.
If you fail to plan, you plan to fail.
That's it.
That's the one.
Okay, good.
That's the one I was looking for. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. I tell you what, Dave, we could talk about this literally for hours. And of all the rabbit holes that I've gone down in my life, this trying to, ultimately trying to be more efficient. I think I got way wrapped up, and you called me out on it last time because I showed this list and then this book, and it's like I'm so spread out into all these different things. The magic I have found is to stick with one system, and that's hard to do because you're always looking for that next best thing to come along.
That's right. Yeah, and like I said last time too, if short term I consider to be 30 days or less. So most of that stuff's on paper. The rest of it I can throw into my Outlook task list and put an assigned date on it. It pops back up in 30 days, and then I can either decide, well, this got to move to a paper list, or nope, don't need to do this. I can delete it, or I'll defer it. So I do use two systems, paper and Outlook for me, but for long term is Outlook.
I do remember you saying that last time, and I thought a lot more about it since we last talked, and that's really a great. Does this need to be done in the next 30 days or not? And if not, put it in the computer. Let the computer remind me within 30 days. Have it on a piece of paper. These are very powerful tools.
They still are. I know everybody likes a lot of digital stuff, and that's fine. I'm not saying against it, but I've just never grown accustomed to putting everything I need to do on some kind of electronic list, because then it just overpopulates it in my mind. But it may work for other people.
If you really want to lose something, put it in a computer.
Yeah.
Hey, Dave, we were talking about this. I want to share with our audience. There's a comment section down below, and I encourage people to ask us questions. Let us know what works for you. I know personally, I've been on a YouTube journey recently, learning more about photography, and I'm amazed at how much I pick up, not just from who I'm listening to, but all the conversation that happens down below. So I want to encourage people to leave us a comment. Let us know how you do something. Dave actually mentioned before we get going next time, we'll actually make reference to the comments or the questions that were on this video and address those when we get together next.
Yep. We appreciate the feedback. It'll help us. And if you have any suggestions for future programs that you'd like us to talk about in our snippets, let us know.
Absolutely. I was telling you before, this is supposed to be interactive. Right now, the only way for this to be interactive is people leaving comments and kind of giving us some feedback on what they'd like to see more of. I told you before we started, I love time management. Wish I had all the time back that I feel like I've invested in being better with time management. But you know what? It's a process, that's for sure. Next time we get together, we're going to talk about that chime. We're going to talk about managing interruptions. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Okay. Well, it's great talking with you again, and I hope our audience picked up a few ideas today. And like we said last time, they probably maybe didn't learn something new, but we brought ideas that they had in the back of their head back to the front of their head again.
Absolutely. Top of mind.
Correct. Okay.
All right.
Have a great day, everybody.
Dave, I appreciate it. Have a good one.